What's up, this is Attila and welcome to Pantera Riff of the Week. Today I'm going to be talking about the chorus riff of Slaughtered and all of its variations, which there are plenty. This is a riff that I used to struggle with a lot, so I'm hoping that it would be helpful for you guys out there who are interested in learning Pantera. The tuning for today's lesson is 440 standard E, so that it is a little easier for you to practice along with this lesson. But the demonstration was played in the original tuning, which is 425 standard E. So without further talk, let's get into the details of it. First time when I ever tried to learn this song was probably about, 15 plus years ago. I clearly remember that I just couldn't get to make it sound like the original. I knew what the problem was, but I just couldn't figure out how to get around it. And that, to me, the main issue and the most challenging part of this chorus is the sliding part. I'm gonna go and dissect everything into great detail, and first I'll show you the notes from where to where we slide back and forth throughout this whole pattern. The rhythmic values of these slides are quarter notes, except for the very last one, the E one, which is an eighth note. The slides are all power chords, and we always start it from 2 to 7. From 7, we go back to the 3, and then up to 8. From 8, we go back to 4, and then from 4, we go up to 9. So as you see, it's like a chromatic thing, starting from 2 to 7, and then 3 to 8, and then 4 to 9. And then from 9, we go 5, the last chromatic step from there. And from the 5, most of the times, except for one place, we go down to the E1 power chord, and then we start over. In general, the phrasing of it will look like this. Up on the neck from the lower frets and notes, it's a slower slide, and then when we go back, it's also a slow slide, maybe a little, just a slightly little faster, up until this 9. It's with these slow slidings. When we're going from the 9th to the 5, there's also a slide, but it's a bit faster, something like this. And from the 5 down to the 1, there's no slidings. And then we start over. Another key element to make it sound like the original is to play the notes, especially from going down from the upper notes, behind the beat. It's more sludgy, doomish, bluesy Dimebag vibe. And then the last note, the E1, is on the beat. And then you start over again, really super straight on the beat. But everything else prior to that are behind the beat. So there's actually 3 main variations. All the choruses are 2 bars length. The first one being in the intro part of the song. And in the first bar, the beginning, it's now 16th notes 6 times. And then we start the slidings. And these 16th notes are muted open E string. And that's what you play 4 times altogether. Slowly. The way I play these slides actually is that I leave the thumb off of the neck. So it's kind of hard to show. Well, it looks something like this. So I'm not touching the neck. This is just a smoother, easier thing for me to do rather than to touch the neck with the thumb. So. This is a technique that you might want to consider using for this riff. Then the second variation, which actually happens twice in the song. These, we could say, are the main choruses. They do start with 8th notes instead of 16th notes now. Also, they're power chords, not single notes. And the first note is open. And then twice we mute the E power chord. So. And then we start the slidings. Slowly, this part. So it's twice again in the song, 4 rounds. And then at the end, after the C part, there's a little variation to the same riff as a last note, as the very last note. Instead of playing an E1, Dime did, and Rex, and E3, coming from the 5. So the last round of this third chorus would look like this. And then comes the last variation, which would be with a different vibe and a different phrasing than what we've been doing so far. Good news that it's actually a little bit easier. So now, where the drum pattern goes the da 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 da, for this last variation, when we go up, it's still a slow slide, not super slow, not as slow as we've been doing so far. It's just a well-pronounced slide, but not too pronounced. But then when we come back from the 7th, the 8th, the 9th, it's a quick transition without the sliding. So slowly, that would look like this. Up to speed. And that's about it. Thank you very much. This was it for today. I hope that you enjoyed today's lesson and hopefully even learned something from it. If you have any questions or suggestions, just feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Also, I got a Patreon site, so if you want to support me and or get tabs, including this one, just click on the link below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Ciao. So when we play these slides, the rhythm, and then the rhythmic value of these slides are what? The rhythmic. So, yeah. Okay. Now, behind the beat.